This might be one of my all-time favorite landscape shots that I've ever seen come into the Radiant Vista. I just absolutely love it. This one was submitted by Dave, who's an intermediate photographer. And look at the square crop again. It just really gives you a feeling of fine art. I mean, this was shot with a Nikon D80, effective focal length of 15 millimeters at f8. And for some reason the shutter speed's not showing up on this one. Oh, no, it is actually. It's just something I'm not used to seeing. It's 148 seconds long. So I'll talk more about that in just a minute. One of the things that I want to emphasize on this whole showcase is this idea of your crop. And I don't know if you're having the same reaction to these square images, but I did. I know when I was going through and looking at the images, it's just, to me, it's going to have more and more of an impact because we're going to see it less and less. So thinking of square crops when you're out there shooting might be very powerful. Here's the other thing about this image is that tonally it's just so beautiful. One of the things that can really mess up a black and white, if we're talking about traditional black and white prints, is the midtones can go really flat. And in the mids, everything is so silvery in this, and there's just such a beautiful sense of contrast in the midtones. And the other thing that I'm just loving about this image is the difference between sort of not perfect and textured and static with completely, because of the time of the exposure, a feeling of just elegant kind of perfection. And even though the movement of energy is very similar, so there's a rhythm, it's just, again, that idea. It's like going back to the story image in the industrial scene. It's just so powerful when there are some things about two subjects that are playing off of each other that harmonize, and then other things that are different. And it really starts to create a beautiful tension in an image. And I really get that from looking at this image. The other thing I love is these dark trees right here. I mean, they're just right at the center, to me, of where all the energy in the image is emanating from. And that's very powerful. And I love these lines that kind of break this up here, because they help to balance some of the chaos and kind of just unfinished feeling of the edge of the water. But, you know, the long exposure, I mean, it's just done this super obviously exciting thing with the sky, but it's also created this very surreal and very simple mid-ground on the surface of the water. Just thinking about time.